Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to the video. I hope everybody's day is going great. Today we're going to be taking a look at what Seagull has finally said about the whole Dallas Fuel situation. It's pretty much one of the first times he's ever come out publicly and talked about the Dallas Fuel. Seems like he's trying to have fun with it, but he's also kind of like losing his mind, so we'll check it out. And then after that, I'm going to do my predictions on the Overwatch League matches coming up this week. And if you're new here, guys, click that subscribe button, like the video. I upload Overwatch League content every single day. Stay tuned to the end of the video if you're interested in hearing more information about the KINGmykL and Fractal eSports grudge match coming up this weekend. And now, let's go ahead and hear what Seagull had to say.
Okay, chat. I want you to understand. No. I'm just gonna mute real quick. The impossible situation that is me and Dallas Fuel. I play projectile DPS. This is all I've played, right? I play DPS, primarily for Genji Junkrat, bullshit off meta heroes, right? For like, what, a year and a half? And then I play it for like 1 month. And then they pick up Rascal. They're like, okay, Seagull, you go learn D.Va. I'm like, shit, okay, I go learn D.Va. And then I just played on ladder a bunch, and then I go and I play it in a match, did pretty well. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm okay at D.Va. That seems cool. Yeah, why not? And then it was like, Rascal's off the team, by the way. Like, shit, now we don't have a Genji player because I haven't played in 2 months. What do? I don't fucking know. It's funny, though. It's sad.
I am claiming the objective.
And now it's like, okay. Now you got effect in Korea, right? I'm sitting here like, okay, shit, I haven't played DPS since fucking February. We're effects in Korea. It's like, alright, shit, we're down to Tracer player. Even if I wanted to play Genji, who the fuck plays Genji without a Tracer? Let's be fucking real, chat. You got Genji Widow, maybe Genji Sombra? I don't know. Who wants my rusty ass Genji anyway? And yeah, chat, that's, you know, why I'm really excited actually to announce that I am the new Tracer player for Dallas Fuel. See, chat, the power at me being good at the game is really how angry I make the other team, right? This is why instantly, when I started playing D.Va, right? Fucking everyone hates D.Va, dude. Right? You hold Matrix, like, oh, I'm holding Matrix, can't do anything. And then, yeah, you make them mad, right? Trust me. The more you make the enemy team mad, the more power I gain. And this is why I think Tracer is the best character for me, okay? See, look at that. Look at that. It's balanced. It's really balanced. Look at this. I don't know what's happening. I'm just going to throw my bomb. Why not? Seems good. IED dying? Oh, my bad. Oh, look at that. 2K. Woo! What a game, dude. Anyway. 5 Fury shots. I usually don't talk about Dallas Fuel stuff, but
I'm back in the fight.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not much I'm gonna. It's just, yeah, it's just a weird situation. But goddamn, I'm gonna pop the fuck off this Tracer tonight, chat. The world is not fucking ready.
Oh man, I can't help but feel bad for Seagull and Dallas Fuel after watching this. Seems like he's kind of losing his mind. But hey, one thing to note about Seagull here, seems like he's still trying to have fun with it, and I respect that. If I were in his situation or anybody else's situation on the Dallas Fuel, obviously they're stressed out. It's kind of a depressing mood that they're all in. As a team, it just seems like they have this depressing cloud hanging over them and just follows them around. So personally, I would want to try to keep it fun. Obviously though, that's easier said than done. If I were in that situation, I'd probably be depressed as hell too, like Effect. So seriously, mad props to Seagull for being able to hold up like this, stay cool, and never go out on social media and have a burst. This one was more kind of like fun. He still said some things, but it was fun. And it actually brings up an interesting discussion about what are the Dallas Fuel going to do without Effect. I mean, like, they couldn't win with him, and that guy was playing great in Stage 3. He really was. Maybe during Stage 1 and Stage 2, Effect was having a lot of off games, but Stage 3, he had some really good ones, and they still weren't able to get some W's. So without him, oh, and also in those games that they were almost close to getting W's, they also had Rascal in there doing really good work as well. So without Rascal, without Effect, Custa too, wow. So without those 3 players, honestly, they might be at their absolute worst that they've ever been. Seagull seems like he has no idea what he's playing. I don't think Seagull's playing, to be honest. I don't think he would be streaming today prior to the match like this. And I don't know if he would be saying these types of things if he was playing. Like, oh, I'm going to be playing Genji. Oh, I'm going to be playing Tracer. I mean, clearly he's kind of joking about the Tracer. Or not. I mean, I have no idea what's going on. We have seen a little bit of AKM on Tracer. So if I had to guess, we would see AKM on Tracer. But then there's Taimu. But Taimu's going through issues as well. Seagull's got to play, right? Like, oh, it's such a mess. What is going on with the Dallas Fuel right now? If there's one thing I know for the Dallas Fuel this week, is that I doubt they're going to win a match. They have Florida Mayhem tonight in the very last match. Don't think they're going to be able to win that. It's probably their best chance to win a set over this stage. But now that Effect's gone, I don't really know that they even have a chance. Then in their second match this week on Friday, they're going up against the Boston Uprising. Not a chance they'll even get a map there. So it's looking rough for the Dallas Fuel. They pretty much need to go into a complete rebuilding process and focus on the next season. Like, I don't even know if they should keep Effect. I don't know if they should keep anybody on their roster. Like, they need major changes. Major changes. And that's pretty much it for that. Let's go ahead and move on and talk about my predictions for this week now. I already talked a little bit about the Dallas Fuel. We know they're not going to win this week. Let's talk about the other matches. Alright, so starting off with our first game today, we have the Shanghai Dragons and Boston Uprising. Boston Uprising is going to win this 4-0, let's be honest. Moving on to the next one, we have the LA Valiant taking on the Houston Outlaws. This is an interesting one. The LA Valiant, they've looked very sharp this stage. I mean, very sharp. They've taken wins off some pretty good teams. They haven't been super tested against teams like New York or Boston Uprising. They did take on the London Spitfire in their last match, and they lost in the 5th map. So this is another big test for them. The Houston Outlaws, they've been pretty decent in this stage as well. They've gotten some big wins. They took out the London Spitfire, which is what the LA Valiant couldn't do. They've had close matches with New York Excelsior going 3-2, and Philadelphia Fusion going 3-2 as well. So this is a very tough one, and it's a really important game for the standings overall. If the Houston Outlaws win this, then this gives them a little bit of an edge over the LA Valiant. And this is even a bigger match when you start looking at the standings. For Stage 3, if the Houston Outlaws win this, it gives them a good chance at making the top 4. It also gives the Los Angeles Valiant a bit of a scare, because they do have some really hard matches coming up for the remainder of this stage. As for the overall league standings, it's even bigger. We have the Houston Outlaws sitting at 15-11, and then the LA Valiant sitting at 16-10. Houston Outlaws are sitting at rank 7, and LA Valiant sitting at rank 5. This will put them in the top 6 over the LA Valiant. So there is a lot on the line when it comes to this match. Looking at the map specifically, we have Anubis, Blizzard World, Nepal, and Junkertown. You know what I see, guys? I see a lot of Junkrat maps. And when you get Junkrat maps, Houston Outlaws, they win. The LA Valiant, they're really going to have to take Blizzard World, and they're really going to have to take Nepal, because I don't think they stand a chance against the Houston Outlaws on Junkertown or Anubis. And it's also going to be really tough beating the Houston Outlaws on Nepal or Blizzard World, because those are arguably some decent Junkrat maps. So, my money's on the Houston Outlaws here. I think they're going to take this series 3-1. I hope it goes to a Game 5, though. This is one of the biggest matchups of this week. Then moving on with the Dallas Fuel, Florida Mayhem. Dallas Fuel, they're not going to be able to win this. Florida Mayhem will take it either 4-0 or 3-1. Moving on to Thursday, LA Gladiators are taking on the London Spitfire in the very first match. Now, this is a grudge match here. These two teams do not like each other. Specifically, the London Spitfire. They've lost to the LA Gladiators twice now. Once in the preseason and once last stage. So I think they're coming for blood. Also considering that they're very far behind the standings and they need to win every single set to potentially move on in Stage 4. I think they're going to be coming for blood in this matchup. LA Gladiators, they're also fighting for their playoff standings and the stage standings. They need to win out as well. If they lose this game, it puts them another game behind every other team in the standings, and it starts to look even more bleak. It's going to be a close one, but I think the London Spitfire are going to be able to take this one. They looked really good against the LA Valiant. LA Valiant beat LA Gladiators. I know that doesn't mean too much, but London Spitfire, I think they'll be ready to win this one. 3-2, 3-1. Moving on to the next match, we have the San Francisco Shock and New York Excelsior. Another interesting matchup for the standings because San Francisco Shock, they're in the top 4. But they do have some really hard matches coming up, and this is definitely one of them. They did beat the Philadelphia Fusion last week, but I don't know if they're going to be able to beat the New York Excelsior. They have looked really good, but you just can't count out the New York Excelsior. Even if they go down 0-2, they're going to reverse sweep you. They just straight up are. The only team they've lost to is the Boston Uprising, and let's be honest, Boston Uprising are playing out of their minds. So I'm going with the New York Excelsior 3-1, but I do think a lot of these maps will be close. Moving on to the next set, we have Seoul Dynasty and Philadelphia Fusion. Another big match for the standings. Philly, they need to start winning. They're sitting at rank 6, only 1 map ahead of the Houston Outlaws. If they lose this and Houston wins, they're above them, and so is the LA Valiant. So Philadelphia Fusion, they definitely got to start winning. Same with Seoul Dynasty. If they start losing a lot of matches, they can slip out of the playoffs too. We're getting to the very end of the season where you got to start winning if you want to make it. So there's a lot of pressure on these teams. And when pressure comes on the Seoul Dynasty, they have choked this stage. So I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Fusion. I think they're going to take it 3-1 or 3-2. Moving on to Friday, we have the Dallas Fuel Boston. Okay, Boston Uprising 4-0. Not a chance for the Dallas Fuel. Sorry, guys. Then, another huge match. LA Gladiators, Houston Outlaws. The standings just mean so much now for this week and continuing forward in the Overwatch League. Every team, especially the ones sitting around 7th to 4th, need to win. It's so tight. LA Gladiators, if they can't beat the Houston Outlaws or the London Spitfire this week, they're probably out of the Overwatch League playoff run. Like, just straight up, they need to win. And I do think they'll be able to get this match over the Houston Outlaws, especially since they're going to lose that London Spitfire. This one is really do or die, and I think they'll be able to pick it up over the Houston Outlaws. There's no Junkertown, there's no Blizzard World, there's no Nepal, there's no Anubis. I don't see any Junkrat maps in this set. It's Route 66, Ilios, Nubani, and Volskaya. It's a lot of good dive maps, and LA Gladiators, they're good at Nubani and dive maps. So I'm going to go with the LA Gladiators 3-1 in this set. Moving on, we have the LA Valiant taking on the Florida Mayhem. Florida, they've struggled a little bit without Logix this stage. I don't know if he's going to be back or not. So I'm going to go with the LA Valiant 3-1 or 4-0. Moving on to Saturday, San Francisco Shock, London Spitfire. I think London Spitfire take this one 3-1. They're fighting for their lives right now in the Stage 3 playoffs. I don't think they're going to slip up. I think they really want to make it, and London Spitfire are going to take this. Then, moving on to the New York Excelsior and Seoul Dynasty. Now, Seoul Dynasty has struggled almost every stage, right? They've missed all the playoffs. They haven't looked the greatest. But every time they go up against New York Excelsior, it's like they just get a buff, and the New York Excelsior play a little bit worse, and they just end up having this amazing set that goes all the way to the 5th map, and New York Excelsior end up winning it. So I'm going to predict that it's a 3-2, and it's going to be an insane set. New York Excelsior will take it, though. Moving on to the very last match this week, Shanghai Dragons, Philadelphia Fusion. Shanghai, sorry guys, but you're probably not going to be able to have a chance on this one. Philadelphia Fusion, they're fighting for their lives as well. It's a must-win matchup for them. They just can't afford to give up a map like this. So they're going to win it 3-1, 4-0. And that's it for the predictions this week, guys. If you're new around here, don't forget to like the video, subscribe. Stay tuned, guys. We have a roster announcement for Kongarna coming very soon. Also, a hype promo video for my team versus Fractal. We have a huge grudge matchup coming this weekend. Baby Bay and Legit RC will be hosting and casting it. We have a press conference Saturday night, and then the match will be taking place 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. More information will be coming out soon, so stay tuned. And again, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching. Peace.